Good evening, people. It is Tuesday, September 12th, 2023. Of course, we are in the land of the living. Could have been another way, but we are here tonight. We are live on Facebook. We are live on the YouTube channel, which is the name of the show. Please like, share, and subscribe. We are on Twitch and Twitter, same name of the show. Please let somebody know we are live right now. As I state, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. Proven over and over again since I started this show 3 years ago. Again, tonight is no different than any other night. I have some of the dopest, crazy guests on this side of heaven. And tonight is no different than any other night that I've had. This young man I have been trying to get on for a minute.
I'm so sorry.
He's so busy with these Tubi movies. I don't know what to do with myself.
Hey,
I should be so happy,
man. I get out the mud like everybody else.
Man,
gotta stay working.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna read his bio real quick, you guys, and then we're gonna get into this wonderful conversation of how busy this man is out in these streets. When I tell you, this was what two months in the making.
Yeah, it's about 2 months in the making. 2 months in the making. Well, actually, remember I was filming one of the days I was supposed to be on here. I actually was filming. They had an extra day on us, so that's why I couldn't make it that day.
Yeah, I heard that. He got an extra day on his filming of, you gotta get in where you fit in. You know what I'm saying?
You know I got love for you, Sunshine. You know I got love for you. That's why I'm on the show. I got you. I had to make it happen for you.
You know what I'm saying? You got to let the people know, like, hey, it took me a minute, but he gave me his word that he was going to do it. And I had to keep checking in, like, you sure you're going to be able to? Are you sure? You positive? Are we good? Are we good? It's like, yeah, I got you.
I got you. I wasn't going to let you hang and look at it. We're here, okay? I ain't going to let you hang, and I got you.
So tonight, I'm excited to have a conversation of somebody who's popping right now, who's getting the job done. So I'm going to say, get used to seeing his face. Get used to hearing his name, because it's definitely ringing in many people here in the city of Detroit. And at this point, all over the world because of Tubi, right?
Yes. Yeah, Tubi did a nice little platform for us to be able to show our talents.
Absolutely. And then there's other talents that we're gonna get into that you do or used to do, however you want to say it. So everybody, again, please like, share, and subscribe. You don't want to miss this conversation. Again, this man that's on the rise, who we're gonna say some movies that I feel like we all need to go support out here to get this man well known. Not just we ain't even gotta go to Hollywood no more. Hello?
Nope.
We are Hollywood. Y'all gonna have to come to Detroit, huh?
Hey, we about to be the new Hollywood, okay? We got to push Atlanta to the side.
Exactly. Y'all gonna have to come here. So, Mr. Lloyd,
yes,
has been a professional acting for 5.5 years now. His biggest movies are Tag the Movie and Noble Intentions. He's also guest starred in the #1 TV series on Tubi, The Dirty D, Season 2, Episode 2. He's actually been acting all his life and really didn't even know it, because he always wanted to play football, which he looks like it. And he was so wrapped up in that, trying to play football. Um, he said he didn't even notice all the acting I was doing in his life, but something that I've become to love. And I thank God for blessing him or blessing me with this beautiful gift, which is acting. Um, so, you guys, I want you to welcome Lloyd to the show. How are you doing this evening, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. How you doing? How you doing?
I rushed in, but I am here. I had a meeting to go to, so I was rushing in. But thank thank God we're here tonight to have this conversation of putting you on display to the world to know who you are. So let's get into
Thank you for the opportunity too.
absolutely all day, every day. Um, Lloyd, let's talk about the younger Lloyd. So you mentioned in your bio that you were focused on football.
Yeah, I've always been a big football head.
Okay. So the younger you, who was your favorite team?
Sadly to say, I mean, it's always been Detroit Lions. It's been my favorite team. Back in the day, it used to be Denver, and that's like in the '90s when they had John Elway and Terrell Davis and all them boys and Shannon Sharp. That was one of my favorite teams for like a long time.
So are you originally from Detroit?
Yes, I'm actually born and raised in Inkster, Michigan.
Inkster.
Yeah.
Okay. So also going back to the younger you, was there any other arts that you were interested in other than football?
Not really. I mean, basketball, but it was like, I grew up with my dad and my brother watching football. My brother played it all the way to high school. I played it. I always wanted to do little league, but my dad was a pastor and was so into church that little league was on Sundays, and I had to go to church, so I had to wait till I got into ninth grade to actually play, organized football. And it just was something that I just loved and was on the rise of doing. Unfortunately, before I got injured in my 10th grade year, and then I transferred schools from John Glenn to Inkster High.
So what position were you playing?
Receiver and DB, defensive back.
Receiver. So that means you could catch.
Yeah.
And run a little bit.
Big hands.
So what was your injury?
I had a hyperextension to my right elbow.
Oh, you
So
can't
it
catch
kind of,
footballs like that.
yeah, and it kind of put me out for the rest of the season. So I didn't get a chance to finish my 10th grade year. And then they was kind of like making like iffy about me coming back for 11. So I just decided to leave and go play for this one of the probably best high school coaches in Michigan. Everybody should know him as Coach Carter. If you know your football history, I went to go play for him at Inkster High. And there, I took like a turn. It was some ups and downs going on through there. So I didn't get to play as much as I wanted to, but I played a little bit, but not as much as I wanted to.
Okay, so take us through graduating high school. Did you have that conversation with your parents like you going to college, military, get a job? What we doing?
Yeah, I think mostly every kid when they get to their graduation, they have that talk with their parents on what you're doing once you walk across that stage. And for me, it was I remember my brother and brother-in-law talking to me about military, but I still like so hardly wanted to do football, so I actually signed up to be a walk-on at Grand Rapids Community College. Um, I had everything going. I got there and I got into a little bit of trouble, so I missed the whole first week of school, and then it ended up getting dropped, and it went from there. And I never really tried to pick it back up again. I probably should have, but I didn't. And in my heart, it's still something that I love in my heart, and it's still something that bothers me to this day. When football season comes, and I just be feeling like, man, if I would
That
have
should
just
be you.
it should be me. If I would have just followed that certain path, that would have been me.
Or have you ever thought maybe that wasn't your path?
Now I do, but like sometimes it still creeps in because that's something that like I said, I love so much. But I do not know if like I gotta. It wasn't probably meant for me, especially what I see with a lot of the other injuries that's going on, and seeing how I had friends who um, got almost to that level, how hard it was to sustain that level. So it made me really understand like maybe it wasn't. And then especially like I said, once the acting kicked in for me, it was like, yeah, I think I actually found something that I actually like to do and love doing, and I ain't got to really worry about too much of a 9 to 5.
So before you get into acting, wasn't something else you were doing?
At the time, I was just working regular 9 to 5s, just doing 9 to 5 jobs. I would do little plays here and there for my church.
Okay.
Um, so so they was always asking, so I would do it like for Black History Month. I played Barack Obama for both terms of his for Black History, and me and my sister did a little skits play that we also created and did. So that's where it kind of creeped into it. Um, and I used to watch Medea so much that I was always making fun and like trying to do improv the Medea voice and everything like that, and Eddie Murphy doing all those type of things. So it wasn't until I actually got into acting that I started to have to figure out ways that I can make myself available and make money and still be good. So I got into the cutting hair business and the massage business.
So you cut hair
Mm-hmm.
and you were giving massages.
Correct. Yep.
So I think when I was on, I want to say your Instagram page, I think, is where I started seeing like, oh, he does something else other than movies, which was again cutting hair, and um, I didn't see the massages part, but I did see that you were cutting hair. So how important is it to find other avenues to fund this new found love of acting?
It's very important because you still have a lifestyle that you have to maintain. You still, you got to be able to put food on the table, especially if you have a family. You still got to be able to provide for that family. So it's very important to find something that allows you to have that flexibility of when it's time to go to work and go act, that you can be able to push that aside and then go do what you actually love. So it's probably the number one thing, very, very important.
So let's get into it. So the show is called Keeping It Real, right? So I had a conversation with somebody, matter of fact, today, like, oh, I see you doing all these different things. Like, I know you're getting paid to do all of this. Like,
Mm-mm.
no, no, I'm not. But it's a passion. Like, you start off like, I want to try this. I want to see if I could actually do this. Not to say that I want to make it a career, but it's something that I like to do. Like those moments of like stress relievers or something that, hey, I like doing this. Let me see. Let me get to the edge of the pool and see, if I can swim or not. So what was that first moment? Not in the church, where you said, hey, I think I can do this?
Um, the first moment was actually when my mom talked to me because I still wasn't for sure about doing it. And when she just like brought up all the things that I was doing as a kid, she was like, "I really think like you have a passion for it," because I was a kid. Um, wrestling was something popular, and I would reenact all the wrestling moves, and Me and my friends out playing and acting that out. And even go further back. Shoot, even like watching like Power Rangers, I used to reenact all of that. And when she started to display like all those things that I was doing, and I kind of thought about it, I'm like, you know what? Well, maybe I could do this. And like this could be what I need to do to give my family a better life. To pursue something that I don't have to work for somebody else, but I can work for myself and still love to do something. And I loved always interacting, even when I used to do Michael Jackson and stuff, or impressions and all of that. So when she told me all of that, that was when I knew, like, okay, yeah, I could do it.
So the pep talk from mom was like the seal on a deal, like I really can do this.
Yeah,
So for those who are listening, how important is it to have your village, surround you in these moments of trying to figure out who you are?
it's very important, very, very important. It takes a village, to build something and to build something great. Even like they say, to raise a child, it takes a village. So, it takes a lot. And when you have, those people behind you, you have that village behind you, it makes you 10 times stronger. It makes you want to just keep pushing and fighting for them.
So, okay, for the people that's stepping into this newness of acting, that would be me, right? So, what are some tips that you can give a person who is just starting in acting?
The first thing I would say is make sure you find an acting class. I tell a lot of people, to try Actors Loft, Royal Oak. That was where I actually, kind of perfected more of my acting career. I still got a lot of work to do, but I feel like that's where you start off at, because you have to understand the craft and understand the work. So if you take some classes where you can break down everything, it'll help you understand, the job more better.
Absolutely. Um, so what are some tips as far as memorizing your lines?
Um, First off, I hate reading. I hate reading. I've never liked, even when I was a kid, my mom used to tell me to read. I hate it. So it was hard for me at first. But it's just to, constantly keep reading it, constantly keep going over the script. And the more you go over it, the more it just become memorized. Just like when you listen to music. The more you pick up them lyrics and you looking at them lyrics and you still going over it over and over again, it's gonna start to become a memory. Now you sitting there just rapping it to yourself and you just or you singing it, whichever it is. So it's the same thing when it's come to acting and read the lines. Just keep on going over it till it gets repetitive in you. And sometimes, and if that don't help, I would sometimes take and I would voice record myself and read the lines, and I would skip over. I would actually read my partner line and skip my line, so that way when I'm looking at it, and I can hear my partner. It'll help me be able to figure out what my next line is.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, those are like the two best tips on how to really try to help remember your line. So if that second part made sense when I was say record yourself and you hear it. So if your partner is saying, "Hey, what's going on?" You'll read that line. You'll record yourself saying, "Hey, what's going on?" And then you'll leave a blank because you'll look at the script and see that that's your line. So when you're out and about, after you start to learn it, you'll go out and about and you'll hear that partner be like, "Hey, what's going on? What you doing?" In your head, you should already know what's your next line. "Oh, I'm at the crib chilling." Boom, and you just keep kind of going with that. Always saying they line, so that way when it's that blank space, it's your time to say your line or try to remember your line.
Right. So for the process of the difference between stage and filming.
Yeah.
So break that down for the people, because it's two different worlds.
Yes, stage and the filming is two different. Stage is one shot. It's hit or miss. You got one shot. And everything has to be big because you have to project to a crowd full of people. So, but don't let that discourage. The stage is probably one of the funnest things that I ever did. And if I could get into another stage play, I would do it. But that is one thing that will really help you remember your lines is stage play, because it's one shot, one opportunity. That's it. That's all you got, and you got to do it in front of all these people. You don't have a reset button like you do in the filming portion, where if you mess up on a line, okay, cut. Let's do it again. It ain't none of that. So that's really the biggest difference to me with stage and with filming.
Okay. So I'm so excited. So I'm like trying to move and So what is that moment like of getting your body prepared to not only film or stage? However, whichever one, what do you do to get yourself prepared?
Honestly, I sometimes go into like my own little space and just think of my character. This is really for filming. I kind of take like a 5 minute to reflect, especially to which scene we're doing and what is my object, what is my goal in this scene, what am I here to accomplish in this scene, and I just sit for a minute and I just think about their character. I've already developed a background, so I'm already just thinking about thoughts and having my own thoughts, taking myself out and putting this character, whatever the name may be, if it's Rodney or if it's Jacob, putting Jacob into me now. And I take a little shot here and there that kind of help me, ease the nerves.
Did you say what I thought you just said?
I said it. We said we keeping it real. We keeping it real. Hey, look, I mean, it's honestly true. I do. I mean, and everybody does. Well, I ain't gonna say everybody, but a lot of people do. Everybody had their own little nicks and knacks that helps them prepare. And it's not saying that you go overboard, but sometimes that shot just help calms that nerve, especially even on like stage plays. For stage plays, I just constantly make sure I'm remembering my line, because like I said, you only get one. So if you mess up, is you did it in front of everybody, there's no redo of it. You just got to hope that your partner pick you back up on your line, because when you get out there and the lights is on you and you see all these people looking at you, it can be kind of scary. You may freeze up, so that's why I said, even for then, you take a shot. It's just to help calm those nerves down. So that way, you can kind of wash them nerves away, and then you're ready to go.
Have you had any of those, like, what the heck this happened? Have you had any of those moments yet?
Oh yeah, I get a lot of those on film. A lot of those. I get to where I'm just like, what did I just say? I done said I may be like, yeah, so double, but what? My bad. Let's redo that. My bad. I don't know what I just said. It was just nothing mumbo jumbo. So you get a lot of those. What the heck happened? I wish that a lot of us would do bloopers so that y'all can actually see behind the scenes, of what we go through and the mistakes that we make, and they'd be like, what the hell? Like, oh my God, he really messed up. How many times did it take for him to do that scene? And see the funny parts of it.
It's exciting also to hear the conversations that happen again, preparing yourself to be on film, on camera, or on a stage, because it's
I'm sorry, you went out. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you say preparing yourself. I'm sorry.
Yeah, on stage or behind the camera, because at the end of the day, it's not the easiest thing, even though this is what you have chosen. I find it that even in regular conversations, if you're getting prepared for a play or a film, you start talking like the character, and they like, what is you talking about? Like, oh, I was doing my lines. I'm sorry. So did that happen to you?
Yeah, you get that a lot, where you read your lines, you read them out loud, and somebody like, what you say? I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I'm in my own space. I'm trying to get everything get myself into it. That happens a lot, especially like, on set. It happens a lot where people start talking to you. But bro, I thought you was talking to me the whole time. Like, who you been talking to? Read my lines. What do you mean? Leave me alone. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were doing that. You was just so good with the conversation that was going on. I didn't know you was into it. So that happens a lot too.
So, what is that moment of coming back to Lloyd? What is that moment like of processing? Okay, I'm done for filming for today. Now I can be Lloyd. What does that process look like?
That process, a lot of deep breaths and woosahs, uh, and then reflective talking to my family, talking to them, calling them. That really helps me come back down to Lloyd. Because before that I don't really speak to nobody. I may make jokes here and there, but I'm like really trying to focus on that character. So I actually start talking back. If I call my mom, I may call my lady. I do something so that way I can get back in the Lloyd. And sometimes it's hard because sometimes they be having to check me. They're like, all right, after I did normal nutrition, they're like, all right, Dada, like, all right, now come on, come back, Dada, come back. And I'm like, I'm sorry, Lord, I'm sorry, you're right. That's him. I'm sorry. So it's very hard, to sometimes redetach yourself from that character because you put so much into trying to bring that character to bring it out to film that it takes some time. It takes a real mental thing, to kind of dumb back down and come back down.
I had heard in several conversations with not me, but Denzel speaking like it might be a month or two between films or what he's doing to get back to himself as well as taking on the next character. Again, it's like we're putting on the spirit of whoever that person is. So you have engulfed yourself for so long. Also, Jamie Foxx said the same thing with him embodying Ray Charles. Like it really took him a time to not do all the mannerisms of Ray Charles because he was doing it for so long that he had to really, really take, I think he said a year before he did anything else to, okay, I am no longer Ray Charles, I am Jamie Foxx. And so those moments is very important that we bring out all aspects of acting for those who want to get into the entertainment world or who just want to act. Like, where's the steps? Like you had spoke earlier about getting into an acting class. Well, unfortunately, I didn't go to an acting class. I went from saying, hey, I'm going to try out for Perilous Times, doing the chorus, got the part, went through the process, and I think that was 6 months of practice, rehearsals. I didn't have any extra time but to this. This was my commitment to this. And once we got on stage, I wasn't nervous. I was looking forward to being on stage. But that moment after was like, okay, what do I do now? Because all my time was into this. Now, what do I do? So it was like, okay, I got the bug, as we say in the entertainment world. Mm-hmm. What next? What's the next thing that I'm going to get into? And from there, it was, I tried out for a couple of movie casting calls. I didn't get a call back, but at least I tried. And then the next thing, I tried out for a stage play. And in between that, I was doing modeling. Do you model?
I have a few times, yeah. I have a guy named Tay Shine. I modeled for him for a few times. And plush production, I modeled for them.
Mm-hmm. So out of all the things that you do, and you probably still learning yourself,
mm-hmm.
What's the thing that you really, 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 really like, I could do this forever?
Active. I can do this forever.
So are you still cutting hair now or no?
No, yeah. I still cut hair and I still as I said, cutting hair and massages are the two things that I do actually to, keep my money going and to keep the song going. Yeah, because if I ain't acting, where the money got to come from until I get my next gig. I use that. I cut hair and then I do massage to get my next flow of income.
So have you done movies or stage play where you didn't get paid?
In the beginning, yeah. Now I won't take it, but in the beginning, yeah. When I was just first trying to get my feet wet and I wanted to, at least get my face seen, I did. And that was like I said, that's at the beginning. I feel like, in the beginning, um, some production companies don't pay, especially actors in the beginning. Some do. There are some here that will pay a beginning actor, but just for me at the time that I was coming out in, and Tubi still wasn't even really popping yet. That didn't come out until the pandemic, so that's kind of what helped us out with Tubi. I was actually, doing a lot of gigs for free, just so I can be seen, just so I can, rub elbows and get to know people, and people get to see me. Once they get to see your face, then they start, okay, hiring you for more and better roles. At the time, I was doing, cameos, which is not really money in there.
Which is another thing, again, to show up, show your commitment to, even for not getting paid to do this. But you know who I am. You seen my face. You heard my name. And now it's the moment of, you can trust me.
Yep.
Just put me in the game, coach.
Put me in the game. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm going to knock some heads off while I'm coming. I'm here. And I'm here.
So what has been so far your favorite character that you've played?
Well, right now I just got done playing a character called Royce. We just finished the movie. We actually ready to do a promo shoot on the 24th for it. It's called From the Eyes. I don't really want to say too much. Excuse me, but yeah, because it was something totally different than the movies. Being that hood guy or the drug lord, I was actually psycho, a little crazy. He a little off in the head, So that was pretty fun for me to embody that character. And it was straining too, because you have to try to moralize myself from out of that. I had to try to make sure I came out of that, because of trying to stay into a crazy space, always thinking crazy, moving crazy. It was really draining. But that was probably the funnest character that I actually probably played, because it was something that I ain't never did before.
So I have to ask. So what's your give us one of your impressions.
Of Royce or
Whoever, Medea, whoever.
Oh, Medea. Well, I could probably give you a Norbit. Respucia's more. I can see. Let me see. Norbit, what I tell you about adjusting my seat, Norbit? Leave it alone, Norbit. I said, leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Wow.
that was probably one of my favorite little things to watch with them. So that little moment in the car.
Wow.
Little Miss Thing gonna be at that parking lot. Little Miss Thing, I don't know what you're talking about. Little Miss Thing, you know exactly what I'm talking about. She gonna be at the bar. Told you once, you better leave her alone. Nobody's adjusting your seat, Respucia. Just want to go to the park. That's all I'm saying.
Wow. Yeah. That was funny. Yeah. So, what's the other thing?
Come on, we keeping it real. Let's go.
So for you, what is considered a balanced life?
For me, I consider a balanced life is family first, gym, make sure I keep myself healthy, and still working on perfecting my craft. As long as I'm doing, those three things, no matter the order, whichever come in. I feel like that gives me a balanced life. Um, and that's kind of like how I kind of get, go about my day. I get up, I try to eat some breakfast, and it's the gym. If I'm filming, it's breakfast, filming. I got time, the gym, come on, family. And like I said, sometimes it may be vice versa, maybe breakfast, family, gym, filming. But I feel like, for you to stay mentally healthy, you have to make sure you find a way to balance, your life, because you can't let one thing take over something else, because you'll eventually end up losing, something else if you allow one to take over. So that's kind of more of how I try to, balance my life out.
So you weren't trying to be the next preacher?
Nah. I'm my dad's child, but nah. I mean, I thought about it like in 2014. I was going through some things, and I was getting into the Bible really tough. So I did think about that at one point. But then, like I said, that's when my mom kicked me with that. I think you should try out the acting, because I think that's what you really be good at.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but yeah. So when she said that preacher, oh yeah, that preacher was to the side. Even that little thought that I had, I was like, okay, nope, that's out the window.
So were you a regular PK?
Yes.
Do you know what I mean by that?
One of them little bad little boys. Yeah, I was. Yeah, everywhere I go, if I play my dad and pass, oh, you a PK kid? Ooh, child. Ooh. Get that everywhere. I know you was a handful. You was a mess. Even when I was in school. Oh, your dad a preacher? Oh yeah, you bad, bro. I know you bad. All PK kids is bad. I'm like, I'm chill. I'm not even. I do something, and I'm in the principal's office.
Absolutely. So right now you have the movie Tagged, Noble Intentions, and on the series Dirty D.
Yes.
Are you one of the actors that's supposed to go to Atlanta representing Tubi from here?
I am not actually. No, I am not. Um, I'm hoping eventually soon that I can get to that level with them, and be going to Atlanta. But I am going to Atlanta to film though. In November, December, I'll be filming actually a movie. It's a superhero movie called Mr. Watts. It's with a director out there named Barrington. I'll be filming that sometime, like I said, between the beginning of December and after Thanksgiving.
Okay. So you're at the level now that, do you have an agent or are you doing everything yourself?
Doing everything myself.
Okay. So with like with everything else, you're going to the moving casting calls, or they're approaching you?
Both. I still go to casting calls. I feel like, going to casting, going to auditions, it just shows that you don't feel like you're above everything. You don't feel like you're above people, and it still help you sharpen up your skills for auditions and how to be on point. Because once Hollywood opens back up, we're gonna want to go to those, and we're not gonna get called right away. We're not gonna get called. We're gonna go have to audition.
Okay.
So you want to make sure you keep yourself sharp for that. You can't get into that comfortability of just being called all the time and you just get the role and you just in there doing it. It's great. It's fun. I can't wait till that's the same thing in Hollywood. But until then, I know I am going to have to work my way up, just like I have to do with independent film. And so I always want to make sure I stay ready. Auditions are one thing that will help you always stay ready as an actor.
So do you have aspiration to to eventually go behind the camera?
I do because I feel like, going behind the camera helps you understand that side of production, but then it also helps you understand yourself as an actor and the actors better. If you can be able to understand both sides, you can be, one hell of a director or one hell of an actor. And I feel like Hollywood, they do that now. They are on both sides of it. Most majority of people's favorite actor in Hollywood, they've done both sides of it. If it's Michael B. Jordan, if it's Denzel Washington, if it's Tom Cruise, Ben Affleck, they've all done it all. They've all been behind the camera and in front of the camera.
Yeah, absolutely. We were having a conversation at work, and it was, we had those moments of where are they now? And then you find out, even though you don't see them in front of the camera, they've been behind the camera. And some of the biggest movies that you had no idea that they were the directors of. Take, for instance, like Penny Marshall or Ron Howard, or, they were big time TV series stars from Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley and things of that nature. And then they come up with behind the scene directing awesome Oscar type movies, and you had no idea that it was them until the credits come up, or they say, hey, this person was responsible for the vision of this movie. Of course, I don't even wish, bless you for all the endeavors that you want to do in the entertainment world. To be able to pass on your knowledge, your experience to someone else, to be eventually, I don't know, maybe you'll have your own acting school where people will come to you for not only just advice, but to actually go through the 1, 2, 3s of how to perfect your craft. There are a lot of actors who have, time under their belt that are now having their own, maybe 5 students under them to teach them the craft of acting. Again, we sometimes take for granted the knowledge, the wisdom, or we think because we see it that we could just get up and do it. And that's not always that is not always the case. I had the privilege of being on a film with Renika McQueen and Kamal Smith, and I had no idea that of filming, of okay, you messed up, cut. Oh, now we got to do this line again from a different angle. We behind you this time. We on that side this time, and I'm like,
you got to, because it can get exhausting. So you have to try to keep that same
energy. You can't get mad. You can't say, you know what, can I take a break? None of those things. You have to do it and keep doing it. So I appreciate the other side of stage as well as film. Again, I'm excited to have this conversation with you. It's been a minute, but again, we were here tonight. You promised, and you came through with that promise of saying, I will for sure be able to show up and have a conversation with you about your life and your career. What does the people around you feel like when you're in the room?
The same, I don't, the same. Everybody still treats me the same. I make sure everybody knows, I have some family members that do be like, oh, my movie star cousin or my movie star brother, but I make sure everybody treats me the same because I'm no different than nobody else, we all still the same no matter what. Just because I'm on the big screen, that don't make me better. It don't make me, got more or anything like that. So I make sure that they all still, like I said, treat me the same. I'm still that same fun, loving brother, son, whoever. I'm still that same person, Some, I will say, my brothers, they do feel special because they never thought it could happen. But even my mom, never thought it could really happen. So for them to do see that I am on the big screen, it do make them feel good. It makes them feel good. It makes them feel proud.
Absolutely.
Being one of their own acts on the big screen and not somebody else's, actually one of theirs.
Absolutely. Well, for sure. the city of Inkster, Detroit, however you want to call it, metro area, however. We're definitely
Detroit, because when I go
right.
to I say Detroit.
I'm definitely we are rooting for you. All the ones that are definitely coming up in our city, in independent filming, whether it's on Tubi, Amazon, wherever it is, it doesn't matter. Now it's like, hey, I went to school with this person. I was in this with this person. And
I do
yes,
from school, but like, man, oh my God, I was just telling my daughter, I know you. Oh my God, they don't be believing me. I got a FaceTime. Like, well, just call me there. I do get that a lot from friends from school and everything.
that's good. So the last thing before, of course, I get to my church announcements is you stated that this is a beautiful gift of acting. So we're gonna pretend that you just wrote a script to describe to someone. Matter of fact, let's be more specific. So this person is blind.
Mm-hmm.
And you are explaining the beautiful gift of acting to a person that's blind, that can't see, never seen before. So go.
I can tell you one thing, it feels good to be able to, bring out different emotions and allow yourself to be able to embody something that you probably have never been able to embody before. The beautifulness of it is just that, you get to kind of relate to some people who are actually going through some of these things that these characters go through. And when you're able to portray it for them, it's like a beautiful thing, because they can be, hey man, like that's what I really go through. Oh my God, I feel like you actually understand me. And, when you take the time to study it, it's a beautiful thing. It's a really beautiful, beautiful sight to just, give people, hope and understanding in life of there's somebody out here who can really understand me. Because a lot of us don't feel like that. And I feel like acting really helps us connect with other people in the world who are going through certain things in life that we probably will never know or understand, unless you become an actor to be able to understand that.
Mm-hmm. That was perfect. Good. That was great. So I'm getting to my church announcements. Then I'm gonna let you go, because I don't know what's in that cup.
It's water. It's nothing but water. It's all water. I just came back from the gym, so it's all water.
I'm just joking with you.
If it was, I was like, shoot, I'm drinking a little shot right now.
Right. I was nervous. So last October, September, one of them, I was able to write my first single book, which was The Blueprints God's Design. It is on Amazon. You can put my name in, you can put the title in, the code in, and it will come up. If you want to support, please do so. Again, if you want to continue to see this wonderful platform, you can donate at my Cash App at Sunshine Camila, Kamilah. That's how you really spell my name. I thank you in advance. This conversation again was sponsored by Blacktop Streetball Association, btsba.com. If you know who Main Event is, again, this is his company. This is his baby. We're taking what And1 took from us, and now we're going to have our own. This is for the culture. Again, go check out their website. There will be a tour soon. So just like And1 did back in the day, we're going to do it again. But our way. My friends, my sister, my heart, Alita Cotton has her own business, AC's Tees 313. 380-0321. The best ginger and turmeric drinks, teas that you will ever taste in your entire, and I mean entire life. She is on Facebook at AYECEE. Again, please support her. Again, every business that I am speaking about is Black owned. So support our people in our village. Larry Bug Phillips, Waffle Cafe Detroit, on the west side, on Livernois. Phone number 313-739-6308. The phone number, the address, all of those, and the times that they are open is right there. I promise you. They have an extensive menu, not expensive. You will love every piece of food, and I'm hungry right now.
I am too.
So, please support him. Book also has an event space in Oak Park. Again, phone number 313-469-2943. Please support him as well. He just started photography as well. So again, just keep doing so much. But he's so gifted. Again, Book was one of the reasons why I got into podcasting. So of course, I'm going to make sure everything he does or touch, I will definitely advertise for him. Alpha and Omega, got my natural curls back, growing my hair when I'm not getting it cut. Again, alphaandOmegaNaturals.com. Alpha hair is probably down here from her own products. She was a beautician. Her mom was a beautician, and so she got the things together, and it works. She worked it on herself, her own children, and it works. I'm not saying it because I'm friends with Alpha, but I know for a fact that it works. My mom's hair completely fell out. Alpha and Omega got my mom's hair growing right back in. And not last but not least, this wonderful face here will be on the stage play this Sweetie's Day weekend. He's Fine, but Is He Saved? Written and produced by Kim Brooks, directed by TJ Hemhill. I am playing a grandmother Saturday and Sunday, October 21st and 22nd at the Henry Ford Civic Center. Again, tickets right now until October 1st. GA is $45 and VIP is $65. Again, please come support your people. We got Brother Man from the 5th floor, from Martin. Right. They who won Sunday's season 8 Sunday's Best will also be there, as well as Jewel Tanker and some of the wonderful actors and actresses from this city Detroit has to offer. Again, you can see me for physical tickets. You can go to God's World on West 7 Mile, or you can go to Eventbrite and put in the play. That is the church announcements for tonight. Of course, govern yourself accordingly. Sir, do you have any last word?
I just want to say thank you, Sunshine, for allowing me to come on here and be a part of this amazing product that you have going on with this casting. I thank you for the opportunity, and God bless everybody.
Well, again, as I stated before, blessings to you and everything that you put your hands to, whether it's cutting hair, whether it's massaging somebody, whether it's on stage, whether it's behind, in front of the camera, or behind the camera. I know that you are going to be successful because I can see the drive in you. Again, as we always say, God first, family second, and everything else will fall into its place. Again, thank you again for keeping your word. Yes.
Thank
you for keeping your word. Thank you for having this conversation with us tonight about your career and yourself. So,
thank you. Y'all make sure if y'all need a massage or haircut, please come support your boy. I've got you. My Instagram is Young Lloyd, YUNGLLOYD __. My Facebook is my name, Lloyd Montague. Come support me. Come get a massage or come get a haircut.
I need one for real.
I got you.
I was just telling somebody the other day, like, my body, I need a massage.
Hey, self-care is the best care.
I really do. Like, I was doing all this ballroom dancing yesterday. I ain't as young as I used to be now. Don't be laughing at me.
Don't nobody tell you that. That's just mental. You still young out here, okay?
I'm like, oh, did y'all hear my knee just pop? Did y'all hear that? They was like, is you playing the grandma already? I said, I ain't playing. I'm serious. You wasn't supposed to be laughing. I was serious. That was not a joke. I was serious.
You already embodying your character.
Like, oh, my knee, Lord Jesus, help me. They talking about some, can you fall in the couch? Like, I'm going to need some help up. I think I'm playing. I'm not playing. So anyway, I will be back here Thursday. I'm here every Tuesday, Thursday, 7 p.m. with another wonderful guest. Again, I just have fun. We keeping it real. And we just gonna have, oh, by the way, you know who Zap is, right? Computer Love?
Yeah.
So someone, nephew, will be here next Thursday. Yeah. So Thomas will be here next Thursday, here to have a conversation about what's going on in his career, as well as he travels with Zap, who is in Japan right now. So again, you never know who's gonna come through.
Yeah.
You never know. I said I have some of the best guests on this side of heaven here, from our locals to celebrity, doesn't matter. You want to talk or you know someone, again, we can have the conversation. Believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny, proven over and over again since I started this show. So again, I'll see you back on Thursday, 7 p.m. Peace.
Peace.